Hello, my name is Johnny. Welcome to another awesome collection, pop culture edition. Gonna look at some 1960s comics with TV spy shows featured. I Spy, Mission Impossible, Girl from Uncle, and Man from Uncle. If you'd like, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, reply, and share. Let's see here in order. Man from Uncle came on in 1964. I Spy came on in 65, Girl from Uncle 66, and Mission Impossible in 66. It'll tell a little bit of information about the shows, but let's look at the covers here. Got a few Man from Uncles. There's David McCallum as filming this at November of 2022. He's still around. He was most recently active on what was it, one of the CSI shows or something, playing a character Ducky. I never saw it, but I took note of it because I like this show, so it was interesting. He was still working and had success later in life also. There's Robert Vaughn and Leo G. Carroll. A modern version of an ancient trick opens Uncle's gates to Thrush in the Trojan Horse affair. Thrush was their, like, Smirch and Spectre for Bond. That was their opposite number that they'd fight. It's inhuman. Solo and Ilya are thrown by a beastly Thrush caper, the animal agents affair. And that's what Uncle stands for, United Network Command for Law Enforcement. It was a very popular show in its time. But a lot of shows like this, like Batman was on for 3 seasons, but the first season was a half season, but it was on from January 66 to March of 68. They're very popular, and then they fade quickly. Man from Uncle here, David McCallum. Robert Vaughn. Thrush finds a clue to source of Uncle's secret weapons. So Man from Uncle came on in 64, had 3 full seasons, and then its last season was 67 to January 68. It went off the air, canceled in its halfway through its 4th season, was replaced by the big hit show of the end of the decade, Laugh-In. And they had on the very first Laugh-In, they had Mr. Waverly holding one of the pens, going, Mr. Kuryakin or Mr. Solo, please come in. So there was a sort of an in-joke. It was on NBC. And for 1 year, Stefanie Powers had a spin-off show for 66 to 70. One of the guest stars on that show was later in life, Boris Karloff. That was kind of cool. I think it was called the Mother Muffin Affair. Let's move over to I Spy, and then we'll talk about Mission Impossible. There's Robert Culp and Bill Cosby. Order to Kelly, kill a friend. Order to Scotty, pull the trigger. And you see, these are all gold key, except this one is a Dell. I did a lot of the Dell comics, so now I'm moving on to some of my gold key collections. And you see, most of these TV adaptations were color photos of the cast. There's a black and white one, even though I don't know why that is, because this show was only broadcast starting in color. Man from Uncle had its first season in black and white. And if you're familiar with the TV show, Where's Mr. Phelps? Peter Graves. This is a photo from the very first season where you've got this actor, Stephen Hill. I think he was Mr. Briggs. I have them all on DVD. The first seasons was still good. They're not showing Martin Landau, but he's in this season as a special guest star, even though he was in just about every episode with his wife Barbara Bain. There's Garrett Morris, very cool actor, and then Peter Lupus. He was a bodybuilder and actor. He played Willie. He didn't talk that much. Barney was the electronics expert, and sometimes he was hiding in panels or doing all kinds of stuff behind the scenes. This character was the leader of the troop would get the beginning where they have the tape recorder, and then he'd throw the photos down and, quote, pick the team for the episode of store. And then Barbara Bain was the female of the show. Very cool show. And this was a long-running show. This went from 1966 all the way to 73. And so first season had these four plus Martin Landau. Martin Landau and Barbara Bain left after 3 seasons. And I think Barbara was nominated and maybe even won Emmys for her role then. And then most people don't remember, Leonard Nimoy went straight from Star Trek that ended in 69 and in 2 seasons on Mission Impossible, 69 to 71. That was also a Paramount show. And of course, after he left, the 6 seasons with Peter Graves as the leader. And then towards the end, they had some other actors in it, and the female roles kept changing after she left the 3. So very cool, very fun look from good television shows. They're all available on DVD. All 4 seasons of this. You can get this one on demand. They have all the Mission Impossibles, and they have the I Spies. So, and if you can't find them on today's digital or somewhere else in your instant, you could buy them to watch them. And of course, Mission Impossible, everybody knows now from the Tom Cruise, but for me, it'll always be the original show that I think of with the Mission Impossible franchise. Until next time, more awesome collection, pop culture edition. Going to look at some more Gold Key comics from TV and movies. And I've done a lot on Dell comics and their TV movies from the 1960s. Thank you for watching, everyone.